I was told as a child to get outside and play in the tool shed full of paint and wood and glue, and in the local bush and creek. I'm Jonathan Purdy, and I think higher education students might be missing out on opportunities to learn creativity in alternative spaces. I'm going to be helped today by Jim Dine, who makes as many marks outside of his central object as within, and a few little people I know on the left-hand side. They've helped me also. So, the wicked problem. The problem is most Australian universities include creativity in their graduate attributes, or one form of it. Yet, generally, it's not explicitly taught in any courses, except for creative arts. So, some non-art students choose to learn creativity in web design or creative writing. Rather than students from other disciplines needing to hijack creative arts, there are a myriad of colourful, zigzagging, spiralling opportunities for students outside settings for students to learn creativity. Some higher institutions are self-disrupting, that should say. So this one should say self-disrupting. Some higher education institutions are self-disrupting, with a range of learning activities outside the physical institution. Some of it, students self-select. Others, it might be online. Students are driven by the participatory nature of the internet. Democratisation of learning, perhaps. The possible opportunities for learning creativity can be viewed as a learning ecology. Higher education has names for some of these outside opportunities: real-world settings, experiential learning, service learning, co-curricular and communities rather. In the same way that an ecology of play is created, influenced by interests, the environment, family, school, media, neighbours and friends. This is my son's play ecology. An ecology of learning creativity can be just as varied and multifaceted. I promised you more spirals. We've been outside in the wild, now I'm going to bring you back into higher education. Spiralling describes being outside, then returning back into the common space, the anchoring space, or crossover learning. Crossover learning can be institutional, public, and private pedagogies, crossing those boundaries between those different pedagogies. Alternative learning spaces are full of zigzags, twists, bunched up, knotted up, stuck points, but the students get back on the spiral. I'm going to give you a bit of evidence. Well, it's a couple of examples anyway. I'm early in my research, so I can't quite call them evidence yet. But they're occupational therapy students in a clown doctor role in a health clinic. The student is learning to be creative in their own discipline, OT, but in an outside setting, and using creative arts genres, performance, dramatic elements, and conventions. They get kids, parents, and staff juggling Maltesers. The clown doctors, Dr. Freckles and Dr. Sniggles, have poo charts on the back of their lanyard ID cards. The top category looks remarkably like Maltesers. It doesn't get much more real-world practice than a poo chart. The second one, again OT, students are in an early childhood centre, co-designing, co-creating a yoga program with the children. Some children have specific needs. OT students have fully immersed in the setting, adapting to those needs. The yoga matches the children's needs, and the outside setting matches the needs and future aspirations of the higher ed students. The flexibility, excuse the pun, of the outside alternative space. Sort of. So these two were both opportunities for developing creativity skills, knowledge and dispositions. The authentic nature of the outside environment gives students the chance to try things out, explore, change their ideas and fail. A bit more Jim Dine in the form of a heart. Students share with their cohort, and this is the interesting space where they're explaining when they're back in higher ed, the sharing. This is where show and tell happens. These students sing, compose poems, and make video productions of their outside experiences. What they gain from sharing is the wisdom of the crowd, social dialogue, and diversity of perspective. The learning spreads to the whole cohort. This is learning from each other, the social learning. And even more chances to learn when they compare their experiences with those of their cohort. Their creativity learning ecology is made up of self-choice service learning, reflection, formal learning, and sharing through social dialogue. Students get outside and they accumulate bottle tops of creativity. Skills, knowledge, experience, dispositions, and capabilities. Thank you.